Hello, my name is Ian Thompson, and this is my persuasive speech on the negative aspects of natural gas drilling. Many think today that natural gas is this answer to our dependency on foreign oil. You know, a solve-all solution for pulling us out of the Middle East, essentially. I disagree with that. I think hydraulic fracturing is damaging to the environment for three reasons. Fracking pollutes groundwater with fracking chemicals. Fracking pollutes groundwater with natural gas. And fracking process pollutes the atmosphere. I'm going to go through a list of different evidence to support my claim. My first evidence that I have is a peer-reviewed article from 2009 from a petroleum engineer, and basically what that did was examine how leaky casings from the boreholes can essentially allow these fracking chemicals to get into the water table even if it's above where they're drilling from. Often these drill holes go down like 8,000 feet and the water table's at 1,000 feet, so people are like, well, it's well below where the contamination is going to be at. It's obviously below the water table. Well, it's the casings that are actually leaking these questionable fracking chemicals. Additional evidence comes from 2011 Cornell University study, which found groundwater contamination miles from these well sites in the water table. Obviously, if it can go down into the water table, it can disperse for miles from the sites. So now that I've explained how natural gas can get into the water table, I'm going to show you a quick video clip from Gasland and just show you what natural gas looks like when it gets into your water.
Whoa! Whoa! Jesus Christ!
As you can see, it can be quite dangerous and be quite a surprise if you're trying to wash your face in the morning and maybe had your blow dryer going and you have an explosion instead of, you know, what have you. Anyway, more support for my claim for natural gas getting basically infused into drinking water would be from an article from 2007 called What the Frack, and this is a peer-reviewed article as well. It basically shows how it's not such an isolated process as big energy companies would have you to believe. It's not just, you know, drill this 8,000 foot hole and right below there is the only spot where the shale deposits are getting fractured. It's, you know, it's basically an uncontrolled process, and this causes gas to escape into, you know, numerous people's wells in rural areas throughout the country, wherever these sites are at. Now that I've discussed how groundwater gets contaminated, I'm going to explain how the process also pollutes the atmosphere. And that might be kind of a strange concept to think of. How would a drilling process in the earth affect the atmosphere? Well, it does this because the collectors on the surface, they vent what are called VOCs and also ozone, amongst other greenhouse gases. And this is going on every single natural gas well there is, and there's thousands of them spread out across the entire country. So obviously the accumulative effect of that could be pretty damaging to the atmosphere. Also, all the industrial equipment that's, you know, used to drill each well hole, it takes millions of gallons of water to frack each well each time, and a well can be fracked up to 18 times per per use, I guess, extraction. I guess this final examination of the regular aspects of natural gas drilling has on the environment wraps up my final point. Clearly with these 3 points, fracking pollutes groundwater with fracking chemicals, fracking pollutes groundwater with natural gas, and the fracking process pollutes the atmosphere. We have serious environmental concerns that need to be raised. I think one thing that I would ask people to do would be to contact their state and local government representatives and ask them to review what's known as the Halliburton loophole, which basically they're exempt from the 1974 Clean Water Act, and I don't understand why that would have to be the case. It seems pretty ridiculous that a company using known carcinogens in massive amounts is just exempt from such a vital piece of environmental legislation. Other than that, thank you for your attention, and that sums up my persuasive paper.